Hello YouTube, this is Mystic Veteran, and I am bringing you the weekly Oracle energy readings for this week, and it is February 16th, 2020, and I have drawn 4 cards from 2 decks. The first deck is the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck by Kim Kranz, native Washingtonian. And the second deck is Native Spirit Oracle cards by Denise Lynn. So as always, I tend to draw 3 cards for the energies of the week, beginning of the week, middle of the week, and end of the week. And then I sometimes pick a card for the overall energy of the week. So the beginning of the week, we got Swan. Middle of the week, we have Shark. End of the week, we have Snake. And as you guys all know, Mercury has gone retrograde as of today. So, and it's going to last until, I believe, mid-March. So, I will read you the definitions for each card, and then I will give you my intuitive sense of what I think each card means. So we'll start off with the Swan. The Swan is effortless creativity, sensitive mystic, elegant power. The Swan represents heightened creativity. In Hindu mythology, the goddess Saraswati, I might be screwing that name up, the embodiment of language, creativity, and artistry, rides on the back of this graceful creature. The Swan is ready, to take us there, to the fluid realm of writing, creating, and reflecting. This potent and healing energy is not to be taken for granted or taken lightly. When the Swan card appears, your soul is calling for attention, for solo time. An inner voice is waiting to be heard, and inner vision likely to be revealed. So when it is in balance, like it is right now, it means infinite creative power. When it's out of balance, it means agitated, snippy, or lacking vision. And to bring back into balance, you need solo time and to do some writing. So it looks like the week starts off pretty good, even though it's Mercury retrograde. So let's move on to the next one, is Shark, Unbalanced Shark. So, Shark is directness. Excuse me. Still getting over my cold thing. Directness, exposure, revealing true nature and desire. The shark is only dangerous when we don't acknowledge it. This card indicates that something big needs to be exposed. It's lurking in the depths and creating tension. Shark energy takes over us when we are hesitant to be honest, to be totally ourselves, or to say what we really want. It may be tempting to continue pretending nothing is wrong, but when shark energy is at play, we feel its presence encircling us. When in balance, it's intriguing, captivating, and mysterious. When out of balance, like it is right now, sneaky and destructive. To bring into balance, be honest. So that's the middle of the week. And then we got Snake in reverse, or out of balance. Snake. Let's see. Snake is... Let's see. Snake. Okay, Snake. It is guardian of unawakened magic and creative potential. The snake, hold on a second, there we go. The snake is a symbol of our highest potential. It is said that Shakti, our creative life force, lies dormant at the base of our spine in the form of a coiled snake. Regardless of whether this image rings true for you, it's well worth considering the amount of unawakened or untapped potential within. What would life look like if you woke it up? How can you stir it from slumber? An experienced yoga or meditation teacher can lead the way. Make haste. The snake card appears when there's no more time to waste. When in balance, prosperous, creative, and charismatic. When out of balance, like it is now, starts and stops many things. To bring into balance, Kundalini yoga and meditation. So, I'll give you my 2 cents on these. So, Swan, it falls under the water element. Even though it's not literally living in the water element, it does live around water and on top of water, but spends most of its time swimming in the water, like ducks and geese and stuff like that. But it doesn't breathe in the water. So as a water element, a swan is an emotional sign. And as you can see, beauty is a reflection in the water. You see how it's just reflecting itself. And usually we say something is beautiful, it's because it's a reflection of ourselves or what we see as beautiful. And this is a positive card because it also could stand for love, beauty, creativity, positive emotions, maybe a positive outlook on how we see ourselves and other people. And that starts off the beginning of the week, so not too bad. Unfortunately, Mercury goes retrograde in the sign of Pisces, which is a water sign. So although it may not start off, although it does start off as the beginning of the week is pretty good. We have probably a pretty good outlook on things. It ends up going topsy-turvy, as further we get into Mercury retrograde. And that's normal. So, yeah, the week starts off positive, then it kind of flips upside down as the week goes on. We have another water sign, the shark. Sharks are very beautiful but dangerous animals and very misunderstood creatures, obviously. I'll show you right side up. So look at the shark. You see on the surface, very light, but deep down it's very dark. This can represent feelings. Cold feelings, someone being sneaky, someone being have ill intentions. So in the middle of the week, you may want to watch out for other people like this. There may be sharks swimming around to take advantage of you emotionally, because it is a water element, which water usually represents emotion. Or deep down inside, you have something, like the card said, there's deep emotions want to come to the surface. Maybe some emotions you've hidden deep down inside that need to be exposed, either through therapy or talking to friends, because you don't want the emotions to eat you up. Get it? Shark, eat you up. So don't let the emotions eat you up in the middle of this week. If you feel something stirring inside of you that feels bad, talk about it. Write it down. Excuse me. Don't let it engulf you completely. So middle of this week might be feel a little emotionally topsy-turvy, but you will get through it. And here again we get the snake. I'll show you right side up. Kind of reminds me of the world card, because the world card is usually round, and sometimes when your world is upside down, the world can feel upside down, so the snake is upside down. But in this case, the snake is forming the Ouroboros or something. I forget how to pronounce it, but it's basically a snake eating itself, which is a symbol of infinity. Like everything's an infinite. Excuse me. Ooh, can't talk all of a sudden. But also snake is about transformation, shedding old skin, and merging a new self. Maybe during Mercury retrograde, you're going to be renewing yourself in some way. Mercury retrograde, anything that starts with R-E, renew, redo, refresh, revitalize, rework, whatever. Anything that starts with the R-E is what you should focus on during Mercury retrograde. So maybe you need to refresh your wardrobe, redo an assignment, whatever, it starts with a R-E. Something positive. Take a negative and turn it into something positive. So, it's like upside down. It's still going around a circle. There's no end to a circle. So basically, you're recycling. You're, you're renewing yourself. You're recycling old things into new things. You're resurfacing old feelings, like the shark. Maybe feelings come up, they resurface. That's also a good one. Maybe you need to rehash old feelings and bring them to the surface and just deal with them, A snake is earth element, according to this deck, but it's also fire energy, in my personal opinion. I always saw the snake as fire energy, but they have him listed as earth, which makes sense too, because snake is always close to earth, is always slithering on the earth. Native American culture, snake is fire energy, though. Its venom could be considered fire energy. It's poison. It's, when it bites, it burns. That's probably the fire part they're talking about. But other than that, it's earth energy. So maybe you don't feel grounded at the end of the week. Maybe you've had a rough week. It starts off good and ends kind of rough. Well, reground yourself, recuperate, rest, do something at the end of the week. It's actually a 4-day weekend for my kids, so that's what we're doing until Wednesday anyway. It's President's Day, I believe. It's a holiday this week. So maybe you don't get 4 days off. Maybe you still have to work all the way through the week. So just rest, recuperate, that kind of stuff. Renew yourself, shed that old skin and get a new skin. Not literally, but you know what I mean. Shed the old ways and renew yourself. Maybe cut out old habits and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the end of the week. And so basically starts off good, creative, beautiful, loving, thinking positive thoughts. And then, of course, it gets a little topsy-turvy emotionally. And at the end, you're probably worn out. You just want to take a break. So you're going to have to learn to deal with the Mercury retrograde until March. So anything that starts with RE, look at your life and see what needs to be, with whatever RE word you want. Renewed, refreshed, redo, stuff like that. Yep, restart. It's all about things coming back from the past and dealing with that. Old lessons that still haven't been learned, they come back. Old flames, old boyfriends, girlfriends, stuff like that. They come back for a reason. Not because you're supposed to be with them, but you're supposed to learn your lesson from them. Like why they were exes to begin with. That kind of thing. Accidents will happen. Delays will happen. Miscommunication. A lot of things that will happen that will seem negative, but actually are for the best. And it's a time of learning all over again. And this does happen multiple times throughout the year. Now, you can have 3 or 4 Mercury retrogrades throughout the year. So, not always in the same sign. And being Pisces, it's an emotional one. So, yes, this might be a very emotional one for a lot of people with that sign of Pisces. If you don't, it still will be, well, just like any other Mercury retrograde. So, let's move on to the overall energy is White Buffalo. White Buffalo. Abundance and security are flowing into your life. All things are possible. Balance and harmony prevail. You may be called upon to stand up for others, but you could do this because you have the support of many beings in the spirit realm. In Native American traditions, there are prophecies about the coming of the white buffalo, especially among the Lakota, Dakota, and Nakota, or the Sioux. There's a legend that white buffalo calf woman, a mystical being, came to the people a very long time ago, when they were out of balance. She gifted the people with a sacred bundle containing the white buffalo calf pipe to help restore the balance. Upon leaving, the white buffalo calf woman prophesies that she will return at the end of an age and that she will appear as a white buffalo calf. In recent times, white buffalo calves have been born. leading many to believe that this is the beginning of a new time. When this card chooses you, it's an honor, for it speaks of a time of miracles and balance in all things. You are a channel for the greater forces in the universe. With their help, all is possible. But without it, things can be a struggle. Surrender to support from the Great Spirit. You do not have to do everything alone. The journey, shapeshift into the white buffalo, and the energy this card brings will multiply tenfold. Imagine that you can feel, turn the page. The power in your muscles and the fecund earth beneath your hooves. Feel the weight of your horns and the warmth of your hide. This calls the deeper energies of white buffalo into your life. So that's a very good overall energy card. As you noticed, it is winter in this card, and we are still in the middle of winter. So, and buffalo have learned to survive in winter because of their fur coats. And, of course, this is a very special buffalo because it's white. You know, those are very rare. So we are in the middle of winter, and you have survived this thus far. That's a good sign. And this isn't, there is no negative cards of native spirit. Even if it's like this, it's read like this. But, so, abundance, balance, and security. Basically, the three main things you need to think about. Think about what you already have. Gratitude's another one. Be grateful for the abundance you have, because more is coming. Be secure on what you know, and find a balance in everything. And you should be like the richest person in the world. You don't have to have money to have all that. You just have to realize what you already have. You have a roof over your head. You have food in your belly, clothes on your back. I mean, you have cable TV or whatever, to watch every night. You are a rich person. So even in the middle of winter, when things are scarce, realize all the things you already have. And during this Mercury retrograde, there you go. There's another word. Realize. Realize what you have. Abundance, security, balance. And yes, it is kind of tough to balance. Mercury retrograde is going to make it feel like you're out of balance, but you really aren't. It's just going to make you look at things from a different perspective. Maybe you need to bring your emotions into balance, since it is in Pisces. So maybe find a balance this week between your emotions, excuse me, physical balance, emotional balance, and spiritual balance. I mean, that's the three main balances you should really think about. Physical, emotional, spiritual. And once you've done that, Mercury retrograde will kind of go, it will go by quick. And just don't try to think about it too either. Like a lot of people, they'll freak out. Oh, it's Mercury retrograde. Oh, this is going to happen. Just be aware, be aware of things around you. Be aware when you're driving, keep your eye out. Some people will it's winter. So in some places it may be snowy and ice. So be careful when you're on the road. Expect traffic delays. So get out early, instead of trying to sleep in those extra 5 minutes, leave a little bit early because it might just save your life. Communications, be careful of miscommunications. Somebody types to you in text or writes you a letter or something like that, it might come off wrong. But if you hear their voice, over the phone, or you talk to them face to face, it's a lot easier to understand what they're saying, through the tone. So miscommunications can happen, well, even face to face. So try not to take anything too personally the next few weeks. Well, especially this week, since we just started. Accidents, delays, miscommunications, things can go wrong. They will go wrong. Tech glitches, that's to be expected. You just got to go with the flow. So, yep. That's all for the reading. I hope you guys understood it. And if it clicked with you, great. And it resonated, please tell me in the comments below. Please thumbs up, like, subscribe, so others can enjoy this reading as well. And I hope you guys have rest of the week, a good week. All right, bye.